Here we're going to have a little look at recording a session into arrangement view. So here I've got a session.
Kick left in track bass, scene 1 grouping.
And we've got some tracks, a bass track. Let's go into the headings.
Track headers tree view. Bass data item selected.
Bass.
Drums data item selected.
Drums.
Perk 1 data item selected. Perk 2 data item select. Keys data item select. SFX data item selected.
SFX.
Vox 1 data item select. Vox 2 data item selected.
Vox 2. Okay.
Drums bass data slots grouping. In track bass, scene 1 grouping.
And the slots, if we go across for scene 1, there's nothing in bass.
Kick left bracket 175 right bracket reroute, stopped, in track drums, scene 1 grouping.
There's a kicking drums.
Rim left bracket 175 right bracket reroute, stopped, in track perk 1, scene 1 grouping. Hi-hats left bracket 175 right bracket reroute, stopped, in track perk 2, scene 1 grouping. In track keys, scene 1 grouping.
In track keys.
SFX left bracket 170 right bracket vintage box, stopped, in track vocu happy, stopped, in track vox 2, scene 1 grouping.
And vox 2 is empty. So that's on scene 1. And we've got 3 scenes arranged there, and then there's a few items in slots below that. But the key point here is, if I just go over to the main.
In track a dash reverb, in track B dash delay, scenes grouping. Scene 1 grouping. 1 grouping.
Right, and you've got scene 1. So when I press enter on scene 1, it should play all the slots across that scene. So here we go.
Scene 1. Scene 2 grouping. 2 grouping. Stop.
There you go, I'll just stop that. And it's moved it down to scene 2. So if I press up arrow.
Scene 1 grouping. 1 grouping.
Now if we want to record this to arrangement view, we press Shift F9, I think it is. Let's do that.
Arm recording to arrangement.
Right, so it's armed recording. So now when I press, it should start recording, I think.
Scene 2, scene 1 grouping.
Ready?
Launch scene 1. Scene 2 grouping. 2 grouping. Launch scene 2. Scene 3 grouping. 3 grouping. Launch scene 3. Scene 4 grouping. 4 grouping. Scene 3 grouping. Scene 2 grouping. 2 grouping. Launch scene 2. Scene 3 grouping. 3 grouping. Launch scene 3. Scene 4 grouping. 4 grouping. Launch scene 4. Stop.
There we go. So you stop that there. And if I now go to arrangement with Alt 2.
Arrangement grouping. Timeline, 1, selected on Vox 2, track 8 of 8, playing from session.
Right, it says it's playing from session. So if I press F10.
Back to arrangement.
It says back to arrangement. So now, if I go back to the beginning.
1.
Okay, and I press.
Move insert marker to play head.
Shift Control Space to move to that beginning point. Now if I press play.
Stop.
Okay, and you can examine it with the tracks using the cursor keys.
Vox 1, SFX, keys, perk 2, perk 1, drums, bass, track 1 of 8, 1.
So if I press Control right arrow, it should go to the beginning of the first clip.
Start bass left bracket 170 right bracket G number vintage box, 5.
That's it. bar 5.
Start bass left bracket 170 right bracket G number vintage box, 13.
That's 13.
Start bass left bracket 170 right bracket G number vintage box, 22.
There you go, etc. If I press home to get to begin,
1.
go down to track 2.
Drums, track 2 of 8, start kick left bracket 170.
It's the start kick on bar 1.
Start drums left bracket 170 right bracket vintage box, 5. Start drums left bracket 170 right bracket vintage box, 13. Start kick left.
There you go, just press home back to track 1, and so on and so forth. And of course you can edit and change in this arrangement view as well. That's that.